All right, peace and much love. Zin Uru here. Welcome to the latest installment of Message from the Minister. I am Zin Uru, and this week, as you can see, it's a new format. I've got Eddie G here with me. He is an expert on fitness and nutrition. And so this week we're going to be talking about H-Law, and we're going to be getting some words of wisdom from Eddie G. Yo, Eddie, why don't you just go ahead and tell the people a little about yourself and your credentials, what got you into the health and fitness, and just some of the things you've experienced in that.
Okay, well, I'm going to start it like this. I am H-Law.
Word.
I bring the present from the future. Total recall. Yo, we on it like that, so I got to start it with
That's
the
right.
hip hop. God, look, I've been personal training since 2001.
Okay.
And teaching nutrition. So I'm a personal trainer, nutritionist. I also distribute holistic medicines and health supplements.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
Word. What is it that, like, it was 2001, I didn't realize you've been doing it for 21 years.
Right.
Like, wow. As a personal trainer.
Yes.
So you were training
personal trainer and nutritionist at that time.
For 21 years.
Word.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's go back a little bit then with the fitness. What with the personal trainer. So you were training yourself before you became a personal trainer then.
Right. So since I was a child, I was always looking at the back of the labels of the food packages and was wondering, what is a carbohydrate? What is a fat? Yeah, and I always had this gift that all of us had, but I just picked it up instinctively of how these foods made me feel within about 40 minutes.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the gospel where it says food is mood,
And that's facts right there. Word.
Yeah.
And I need to mention that. And also, I am hip hop.
That's right. So when you was younger, you would read the back of the nutrition and then you would go and study what a fat was, what a protein
and so forth. Yeah. Okay. So that was a little bit of it. I always loved exercise. As a kid, played pee-wee football. I ended up playing some high school football. I boxed, I wrestled, played a little bit of baseball until the baseball hit me when I was pitching. And I was like, yo, not a quitter, but after that season, I was done. Man, those baseballs, man, yo, you gotta be careful with those, for real.
I say that about skateboarding. Like, I used to skate, but after I took a few falls, I was like, yo, I'm done. I'll cruise on my skate, but I am not ramping and jumping and doing all the dangerous stuff.
Yes. Yeah, no, exactly. And I did a little bit of skating, some rollerblading. And as I was continuing the journey, I ended up being, I'm gonna say, forced. I got in some trouble in middle school.
Okay.
So I ended up having to live in a small town and but I had to go to a small town, and I found myself playing some football eventually. Trying just to be, get involved with that little town. And if you ever seen that movie Varsity Blues, where the whole little town goes crazy for that Texas football, that was it.
Okay,
that was it. Like, it was all about it. So when I started there, I was probably the smallest kid on the team.
Okay,
and I wanted to get better, so I started weightlifting, and I ended up getting pretty average, and these dudes were big dudes. I mean, anybody that knows Texas football is just like that Varsity Blues. So when I went back to my city, which is El Paso, Texas, I came back as the strongest kid in the city. Just came in really strong, just getting into it, so forth. Our football team was just not winning any games, and this coach, Bonnie Smith, man, love that man's like a father figure for me. He used to play for the Washington Redskins. You're talking about a 6'3" 300-some-pound black man, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, and he hit me
Raw
up
muscle.
and he hit me up all cool, and he's like, yo, son, you know, I see you playing football, you got amazing talent, but you're not going to get recognized in this city. But if you wrestle, it's your responsibility. You might be able to play.
Okay.
You might be able to wrestle collegiate.
Okay.
So, wow. So I got into it, and it was keeping me out of trouble, you know, because, you know, it's just product of the environment. There's problems in those areas.
Let's talk a little bit about that because, you know, I grew up, you know, when I was in the karate school as a martial art, and wrestling is a martial art, you know, actually older, I mean, it's like kind of the original combat was wrestling, you know. Talk a little bit about that, you know, because I know when we're young, we got this testosterone, especially young men.
Exactly.
And we got that testosterone, but when we have an outlet like that, I found that like the karate kept me, like at school, because I was worn out after karate, I was more chill and relaxed.
Well, I'm going to tell you my experience, and this is, I boxed since I was a kid also.
Okay.
And the wonderful thing about boxing was actually losing.
Okay.
You actually, your ego got dropped. You know, you're boxing in front of a crowd.
Word.
Going against somebody that you don't know. And losing is wonderful. It's wonderful because it humbles you. It humbles you, and you know it's not the end of the world. The ego ain't there.
Yeah.
Right.
Word.
And also, you start realizing because of the technique and etc., you're getting self-esteem because you have a technique to this skill, to this art. So, therefore, you already know you're good. That makes sense? Yeah. Right? Word. So, you're humbled. However, you know that you can take care of yourself and you're good and you don't have that energy to have to prove something.
You know, that's interesting because, you know, the era that we grew up in, like you talked about the 80s and the 90s, that was more prevalent in society.
Right.
That like losing was to build character, where now it's like everybody's afraid of losing and getting their feelings hurt. And, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a big thing because, I mean, and I'll keep it real. It's you know, I would lose a boxing match, and if somebody was trying to make fun of me at school about it, I was like, well, you want to do something about it? Of course not. You see what I'm saying? So it was all good. It made you realize that criticism doesn't matter. You know, you follow your purpose. You know?
Word.
That's amazing, actually. Man, I don't want to jump off subject, so I'll go a little bit later on that. So, yeah, so, you know, I did some boxing and I was doing some wrestling. And when I was doing that wrestling, I was trying to get that scholarship, and I ended up injuring my back.
Okay.
And I ended up having a herniated disc.
Okay.
And
can you explain just real quick what a herniated disc is?
Yeah, for sure. A herniated disc is...
I'll even put a photo right here between us that they'll see.
Whoa, that'd be bomb. Yeah. So a herniated disc is basically on your spine. You have these discs. They're like little cushions.
Okay.
They're like little cushions for your flexibility and your movement. And the cushion, which was on my rectus, where my rector spinalis muscles are, and it was about the L7, which is the lumbar 7 area on the spine. That disc pushed out. Okay,
and this is the weight bearing.
The weight bearing. Yup, that's like your shock. Exactly. Zin, my dude, hermano. Yes. Yeah. So it pushed out, and it hit a nerve. And when it hits that nerve, you have this just excruciating pain, yo.
Okay.
Yeah. And you wake up and all your leg feels like it's paralyzed. I'm pretty sure anybody that's watching it that has experienced this knows. It's a pain. It's a pain, and it's a long lasting pain. So when I went to the doctor as a child, how old were you, just to give us?
I was 17. 17, okay.
So no, excuse me, I was 16.
16, okay.
So the orthopedic, tells me you're gonna need surgery, and I was just wanting to go into tears, and I didn't want to do that. And they told me if you don't get the surgery, you're gonna end up not picking up more than 20 pounds in your life.
So they're telling you without surgery, you can't even get more than 20. Wow.
You better get a desk job. Yeah. You better get a desk job. So, you better get a desk job. So, I was like, okay. And I got just saddened. And, you know, Coach Smith, love you, brother. He, a father figure for sure, man, without a doubt, smart. Just did a lot for me. And, you know, he guided me and said, you know what, I'm going to put you in my weights and conditioning class. I know you can't wrestle anymore. So, you know, I was just there helping him out. And I started studying when I was in that weights and conditioning class. You know, I picked up some kinesiology books.
Can you just explain what that is?
Yeah, kinesiology is the study of exercise, the study of health. Yeah.
Okay, word.
Yeah, and I started picking that up and picked up some books like you know, a few, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger's a lot of his books.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the muscle mechanics. And I started realizing, like, well, wait a minute. I have these erector spinae muscles that are on the lower back that are guiding the spine. I go, if I can strengthen those, maybe I won't really need that. It might just start pushing in that disc.
Okay.
It actually start pushing in that disc. And, you know, started reading up on that. And I started doing these exercises, these movements. And I started feeling better. And that's where I really started getting into it.
Word. This is interesting because to me, this is like what we would call in the 9 elements street knowledge. Where it's the... You go and find the knowledge yourself that you need, like the knowledge, knowledge that just any knowledge, but knowledge that you need to better your life, to help your life. And so, you know, even that idea, you know, like just as a background, you know, Eddie's been helping me working out and showing me different techniques. And I've had this, you know, we talked about my spine injury I had when I was young. And I noticed as the muscles got stronger, I thought in my own mind, that if I start lifting weights, it's going to cause my back to get more sore. But that's with the proper technique and the proper body position. All of a sudden, I'm like, yo, my spine's feeling better than ever now.
Yep.
And so,
That is. Yeah. So I started getting into that, and you know, I was going through product of environment. You know, the area I was in, and you know, you just going by what you know, and. I ended up graduating high school, and I was emceeing a little bit, and then I got my baby's mom pregnant at that time. So I said, no, you know, I gotta, you know, figure something out. Got this job that I couldn't stand, and I was sneaking up, living there, and I was sneaking into the community colleges to work out. And as I was sneaking into the colleges to work out, I got caught, and the dude that caught me was like, look, I know you don't go to school here. He goes, but if you can teach me what you're doing, he goes, I'll even give you a key.
Wow.
So I started that, and I started just teaching all sorts of people until this one guy just was like, here, man, he tried to give me money. And I'm like, I don't want your money. I'm just, you know, trying to teach. And he goes, you know that there's a job for this. You know that you could go to... You know, you could get certified and start helping people out doing this.
Wow.
And I was like, word?
Yeah.
I was like, word? Yo, okay, cool. So I kept it in mind, kind of just pushed it out for a little bit and just working. And one day I get home and I'm watching this show, and it's I forgot what it was about, but this girl was saying, every time I get home, my husband massages my feet. And I was just like, every time he gets home from work, he does that? I'm like, man, that must be a nice job. And then they asked her, what does he do? And they're like, well, he's a nutritionist and a personal trainer. And I was like, that's when he came back. I go, yo, I need that type of energy.
Yeah.
So I went back. I went back to school. I got certified and started from there. Okay. And also, very important for me to say, is I was seeking my highest self. Okay. Through this whole time. You know, so not only was I learning how to work the body in a physical manner, I was trying to condition my soul.
And all this time you're repairing.
Yes.
You're repairing that slip disc.
Okay. Yes, repairing that slip disc. Okay. I don't know if I'm jumping forward or not, but to get to just talk about that, completely healed.
Okay, word.
Completely healed.
Word. Build yourself through knowledge.
Through knowledge, through exercise, through...
And the application of knowledge, that's the other side too,
right? Yeah. And importantly is this, through prayer, through meditation.
That's right.
Because that's really what it is it's electromagnetism. We're all light. Everything is light. We're all vibration. This is been proven. This is Albert Einstein, just breaking it all down and unfortunately the proof was on the atomic bomb. So that means if we're all light and we're all vibration, we could manifest what we want from within ourselves. And actually I want to get a little bit into that.
I think that's a great segue. So, we kind of got the background.
Right.
Because I wanted to establish, this dude knows what he's talking about when it comes to fitness and nutrition. It's not just some guy at the gym.
Yeah, so needless to say on that, just so y'all can check my credentials, I'm a 3-time NPC bodybuilding United States champion. I ran 2 Death March of Bataan marathons, which are 26.2 miles, which is the marathon, but it is considered the hottest marathon in the world, and I've done that twice.
Okay.
So, I definitely practice what I preach. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, so... And even on that, with that said, I used to be a big old dude. Y'all can check out my Instagram.
We'll throw a picture up there.
Yeah, we'll throw a picture up there. We'll know what's up. Yeah, so... Word. Yeah, and it got... Oh, man, we got to talk about a whole lot. How do you want me to even go with this, Zin?
Well, let's do that. So, I wanted to just build up your credentials and so people know that we got this expertise coming in. And really, I think the next step, you just touched on the spirituality a little bit, but let's talk about, let's move it from that into, really, let's kind of give the audience something, some practical some practical physics, really, but some practical metaphysics on that, because I know my audience. I know some of them got a hurt knee, some of them got a sore back, sore shoulder, get headaches, all of that,
Yeah, we could definitely get into that. Well,
and I think even with that, let's talk about the importance that nutrition played.
Perfect.
In that.
Now I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go to the New Testament on that.
Okay, let's go to the New Testament.
So the New Testament, it's I'm just gonna break it down. I'm not gonna follow it through the book, but I'm gonna tell you how the story goes. Jesus and Yeshua, right, as we call Jesus, and his disciples. They went to the festival and they were eating, and the Pharisees hit them up. I think they didn't wash their hands is what happened. And the Pharisees, told them you didn't wash your hands. You're going against, ritual. You're supposed to wash your hands before you eat.
Okay.
And Jesus told them, he's like, it's not what goes inside the body that gets you sick. That's what we have a stomach for. That's not what gets you ill. It's what you think.
Wow.
What you speak.
Yeah. Word.
So let's talk about that a little bit. If you've noticed, people who never have enough time in the schedule, because remember, world is mind. Me and you, we could have the same job, the same lifestyle. However, I can feel like I don't have enough time. I could feel like I could never catch up. I could feel like I'm just too busy. And you can feel like you have all the time in the world.
Right.
World is mind.
Right.
May I now direct, right?
Hey,
Peace to me,
Simone.
Yes.
Teacher.
Yeah.
World is mine.
Yes.
Check the album out. Classic.
Right.
Classic.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Facts right there. So, with that said, an individual who is always anxious, doesn't feel like they have enough time, create high blood pressure.
Okay.
Create possible acid reflux. The digesting, they're so worried. So it's hitting the stomach and it's the heart. The stomach. So it's causing digestive issues, heart issues. Your body is creating cortisol because you're in the the fight or flight mode. So
Yo, and you know what's interesting? It just is that I learned that with testosterone for men, that it's men will, you know, as men age and our testosterone levels
Right.
are supposedly get lower.
and they don't.
It's because of stress, and when the body
Right.
releases the stress
Right.
hormones, then the body creates cortisol to calm the stress
Yes.
down, and
Exactly.
the cortisol will go and eat away at the testosterone.
Word, and you're right. So let me break down cortisol because you said it's there to try to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what it is when you hurt yourself, your body inflames.
Mm-hmm.
Because your body is trying to protect itself, so it becomes like a lifesaver.
Right.
So it flames up
Mhm.
when you hurt yourself. That's what it does. Before you're curling or you're picking something up, and your muscle is about to tear, it'll inflame. It hurts, and then it'll swell up, and it's to protect you. So it's causing inflammation.
Okay.
Right, inflammation, and now that
Yeah.
you're having inflammation, it's a lot harder for your kidneys to filter.
Okay.
Right, so now you're causing all sorts of things, all sorts of issues in your body.
And the body is literally doing it to itself.
Yes, only because you're
Because
thinking,
the mind.
right?
Okay.
Because all you're thinking is, I'm anxious, I'm stressed. How am I gonna do this? Oh.
Yeah.
So what's gonna symbolize your stress? Fast food.
Okay.
Fast food, because that's what these individuals are going to be eating. Fast food. Why? Because you don't have time to cook. So what are you going to go get? Fast food. Right. So is it the fast food that's getting you sick? Sure. But what's really getting you sick? Your anxiety that's causing you to order the fast food.
Yeah. And what's causing the anxiety?
Right.
Thinking.
Yes. World is mine. Stress. It's that false god. That false god. Those are the false gods. Hate, doubt, fear, stress, anger. You know, it's say you're driving and somebody cuts you off and you're like, and you think it's justifiable. This energy is telling you which yourself is divine, because you're not angry.
Mm-hmm.
Divinity is not angry.
Mm-hmm.
So anger has to actually come into your temple, and anger is telling you, oh, look what he did. He cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
Let me in. So then you let anger in, and you're like, Anger is like a parasite. It's like, I'm going to cause some inflammation here. I'm going to raise up your blood pressure.
Yeah.
I'm going to create some acid reflux.
Mm-hmm.
And they're parasites. Because without us, anger can't live. Without us, stress can't live. Without us, fear can't live. Because we're none of that. So there are these false gods all around you.
That people really feel like, I'm so stressed.
Yeah.
They have no power over
Right.
that.
And you're not stressed. Like, you're not stressed. You're divine.
Yeah.
You are not stressed. You are divine.
It almost be better like, I've taken stress on, or I've accepted stress into my life. Or even,
right.
Something like even a more clear affirmation, even
Yes.
because owning it and becoming that I'm stressed. That's like, I am stressed.
Yep.
And like, who would like that? What an affirmation! Now the whole body's vibrating. I am stressed. I am stressed.
Exactly.
And then all the decisions get made from that.
That's
Word.
what it is. And you're creating a habit. If you practice something daily, it becomes a habit. So now you've created a habit that is stress. And you'll see it, right? If someone that is stressed every day and you tell them, look, we're going to give you a paid vacation. Don't worry about work. Everything's going to be free for the week. They're still going to figure out a way to stress. They're going to be out there, and I don't know about that beach.
Yeah.
What about if I drown? Or you're going to figure it out.
Right.
Everything could. So, is it that your life is stressful, or is it that you're bringing it upon yourself because that's the habit you've already created?
Okay, going back to your analogy of you and I could have the same job and be having a very similar experience, but one could be in the mind state of stress and the other could be in the mind state of health.
Word.
Okay.
H-law.
H-law.
Health,
Word.
love, awareness, and wealth. And that's why I wanted to state it in a rhyme, because that's an affirmation. That's the affirmation that I wanted to
Let's talk about stress for
Word.
Let's do stress, because I know a lot of we all experience it the way the society is designed, and really the I talk about it often on these messages is that the media designs to have us have stress, to have these emotional responses to the images and the news that's coming on. and in the holistic approach, what would somebody out there who's just got stress in their life and they're like, yo, I hear what you're saying and I agree. How do I, like, I'm addicted to this stress right now. What's some steps? What's some simple steps I can take to do that?
That's what I was trying to tell you. Affirmations. Start practicing. Not being stressed. How? You're asleep. When you wake up, I am powerful. I am amazing. Start visualizing how your day is going. Be grateful for everything that's going around. You know?
Yeah.
Prayer, meditation. As a matter of fact, talking about individuals that don't have time, this one mystic said this. He said, you should be practicing prayer and meditation to start off at least 20 minutes a day.
Okay.
Make sure you do at least 20 minutes a day. Unless.
So 20 minutes a day of prayer and meditation.
Minutes, yes, at least 20. Unless everybody, you're extremely busy. If you're way too busy, you need to start with an hour.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay. Word. Yeah. Yeah.
Learn to love. Not even going to put that because we all love. Learn to be loved. Happiness is a discipline.
Yeah.
You are worth giving yourself that time.
I had a mystic tell me one time, she said, your time to yourself, she said, that's a non-negotiable.
Yep.
She says that 30 minutes a day, that hour a day that you set aside for prayer, meditation. I call it the map: meditation, affirmation, and prayer. And you put study in there, you got the maps. And she said, right now, she's like, I know you got a lot going on and you're balancing, you know, all these different things. She's like, you need to make your time alone with God.
Word.
You got to make that not a priority. She said a non-negotiable. Your time with you there's no negotiating this. I need this time to myself. So so that's the message is if you're feeling that stress in your life, you've really got to set that time aside for yourself and make the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Word.
Because time, as we even talk about how time in the gospel of hip hop, time works different for everybody. It's our interpretation of what time is. And they've got us on their 666 clock, 60 minutes, 60 seconds, 24 hours, 2 and 4 is 6. They got us on that. They got us on that beastly clock of the fleshly clock, I call it, of the world. And we're only thinking about, I got to be here at this time and this time.
Yep.
But I've noticed that when I take time to myself, I have more time for everything else because it slows down my work, or it will slow down even my workout. When I was like, oh man, I gotta integrate the workout into my.
It's getting back to self. So I'm training this 8th grader, this 8th grade kid, and I told him, man, you ready to go to high school? He's like, yeah. And I was like, yo, the time must be going slow for you. Because I remember when I was in middle school and in high school, I was like, I can't wait to finish. It's taking forever.
Word.
And I was like, I bet you feel the same way. He goes, no, not at all. He goes, I barely feel like I was in kindergarten and now I'm going to be a freshman. So I was just like, wow, that's interesting. Because I've never heard anybody say that before. He goes, at least from, my era. He goes, yeah, y'all didn't have technology like we do. He goes, everything's quick for us. So we're always on the go. Everything's so fast that you can't catch up.
Oh, he recognized that. Wow.
Oh, God, I was blown away. I was like, wow. Yeah, he's right. I didn't grow up with the internet.
Yeah, I know, right? That was great. If you all didn't grow up with the internet, shout out. Time moves different for us. Like the internet has sped time up, and the experiences in time, and the rapidity, being rapidly having that, and always having the entertainment there, and always just like think about when we was a kid. Just on a side note, like a movie, like going back, like all the way back to like Star Wars. Like one movie of Star Wars was an event that was talked about the year before it came out. It would come out and talked about a year after. So one Star Wars movie could be a 2, 3, 4 year event, and the action figures would come out, and it was an event. Now they just try to pump out a new series, a new movie, a new this, and there's no more event to it.
And you're in just different worlds. That's what it is. It's like the Mayan calendar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 2012. And if you think about 2012 up,
yeah,
man, we're in all sorts of different worlds. You know, we're in Facebook, we're in Instagram, we're in YouTube. You're in all your spirits in every different dimension. I mean, it's wild. So time.
yeah. So take time to make the time. You know, and you can start manipulating time and I've noticed that, like, when I start making those non-negotiables, like, this is my time that I need to work on myself. I need to get in tune with God. I need to think clearly. I need to just have some quiet time, some meditation, affirmation, prayer. So how about with, is there something like, because we're talking about a holistic approach here, was there some kind of a nutrition or a supplement or something? And here's where I want to be clear with y'all. It's like, if you can't just take a pill or just change a food if you're not taking the time with the meditation.
Correct.
So, but I do want to talk about that. Like, so somebody's taking their time in their meditation and they're going, man, the stress that I'm getting caused is like maybe some of my ideas, but also my diet. Like, what are some of the things they might want to consider taking out of their diet? And then what are some things they would like to put into the diet?
The whole thing on that is, you want to learn yourself, get your knowledge yourself. And what I mean by this is, when individuals eat, say a hamburger, say they're eating a hamburger and fries. And all y'all peeps who have eaten a hamburger and fries, say, you eat a big old double meat burger with some fries. How do you feel 40 minutes after? Right? Every time I ask that question, everybody's like lethargic. Oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
And with that, so look how this works too, just real quick. We're talking about somebody living an anxious life and they eat that food to feel lethargic, almost like it's a false God in that way.
Right.
Because it's slowing them down. But like I remember I used to eat like that when I was, and it would slow me down, but my brain, I couldn't even, I'd be like,
Right, word. Yeah, so with that said, now let's change it up a little bit. Say even you eat an all you can eat of watermelon. Say you have just countless pieces of watermelon and you just going down till you can't go anymore. I challenge anybody to do this. Wait 40 minutes and see how you feel. I guarantee you're going to be feeling extremely energetic, extremely light, extremely focused.
I don't think we mentioned this either. You're full vegan.
Yes.
Okay, and you've been that way for a while.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm plant-based. I call it plant-based. You know what I'm saying? I don't really
plant-based word. Okay.
I really want to put a title to it because titles cause a lot of division.
I got you.
That's what it
word.
is. So, my foods is mainly fruits, vegetables, legumes. Yes, just mushrooms. The good stuff, the enjoyable stuff, and I would love to talk about that right now in a bit. So what I'm getting at is this: is everything gives you a high. You smoke weed. You get that level. You drink alcohol, you get on that level. You get buzzed, you feel in that level, right? You eat a burger, you get that level. It gives you the high of being lethargic. You eat yourself some fresh spring rolls, you're energetic, you're toned. It gives you that type of high. So whatever you digest gives you a high. And what I mean by digesting is everything you digest. When you're digesting this, hermano, my dude, kicking it with Zen. When I digest your energy, I'm feeling great.
Word.
I'm feeling
same here, brother. Word.
So you whatever you're digesting in is going to give you either euphoria or it's going to give you depression. False God. Truth.
Right.
That's what it is. So you want to pay attention to your foods because every time you put gas in your car, and you fill it up, it's not like the car wants to kick it for 30 minutes. Like, no, I'm full. The car's full. No, the car's full. I can't drive off. No, it's full and you drive off.
I see.
Because it's the right fuel.
Okay.
And that's what it is with us. If you eat and you have to kick it for a while before doing something, it's not your fuel.
You know, I just go back to when I used to work at a warehouse, right? And we had this. It was called Kinder's Meats, custom meats. So they've had these steak sandwiches like this big, and it would be so funny because the guy I worked for, he'd be craving those, and so you know he'd always buy us lunch or whatever, but we would notice like we'd be getting work done at the shop. And then we'd eat one of them steak sandwiches, and we'd all be sitting in the thing like, oh, and then we'd be like, oh, getting up all like, I mean, I'm 19 going, oh, you know, and
yes,
just
the
weight of that food. Let's talk about that a little bit, you know, switching from meat and plant-based. Like when I did it, it was very controversial, you know. I think it's a lot more, I mean, it's way more accepted now, so you know, there's a lot more options out there.
That's the wonderful thing about humanity is bullshit will only succeed when the truth's not there.
Right.
But when the truth starts coming up, you'll see it. You know, and that's what it is I always go by this. I don't believe in God. I experience God. Right. So, you know, they tell you, oh, there's this one collective, this higher energy. So I don't just say, oh, I believe. Of course, I have to go with the belief. All right, I'm going to pray. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to do my affirmations. I'm going to look for the signs and etc. Then, oh, wow, there is God. So it's not that I believe in God. I experience God all day. It's my breath. We're breathing in God. So, so that's what it is. I experience God. So with that said, with your foods, it's where it's at. You experience. So you don't gotta take my word for it, you know? Yeah. You know, just try it. Try a week. Try a week of just eating some fruits, some fresh fruits, some veggies, you know, some legumes, you know, some beans, some lentils, some, you know, chickpeas. Try it. Try it for a week. Try for a week. See the difference. Word. We will let you know. It doesn't even take that long. You'll feel your body. Yeah. You know, and yes, go in it with good intention. Like, I'll believe in it, but experience it. Because you can believe all you want, but once you don't experience it, then it ain't real. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it is you want to experience your foods.
So now when we're talking about, since we're kind of on the subject of just stress, you know, and this kind of, and we're using stress as an example, but this can work for anger. This can work for, depression. Like depression's a big one, right?
Big one.
Because food causes mood and the thoughts that people are eating first, and then that makes the choices that they make for the food. And then, so we talked about, you know, taking some time to the self, taking some time in meditation, affirmation, prayer. Then we talked about, like, you know, switch up the diet, start eating more of the fruits and the vegetables and the healthier food and really the plant-based food. Let's talk about too, like, let's keep on the subject of stress. Like, what's some basic exercises, you know, or what's something you would suggest somebody do who's like, yo, I don't got time, but I, you know.
Simple. This is one that everyone should do. Walk.
We got that right there in the gospel.
Walk.
And who did Jesus do? He walked everywhere, right?
Walk.
Word.
If you're feeling stressed out, take a walk. If you're feeling tired, go take a walk. If you're angry, go take a walk. If you're feeling good, go take a walk. If you're in a great mode, go take a walk. If you're feeling energetic, go take a walk.
And walking is also a meditative thing. You know, and on two things, I would suggest, you know, this is my personal thing, is when you walk, don't have the headphones in, because for one thing, it cuts off your main sensory perception of hearing. And, you know, as a martial artist, I used to, you know, skate with my headphones on, but after I started taking karate, I didn't feel comfortable because I wanted to be alert of my surroundings and be aware for my surroundings.
Right.
But as I got older and got more into the philosophy, I realized when I'm out walking or even running, just not having any distractions from music or anything going on, that was time alone with God. That was time alone with self. That there's that meditation, affirmation, prayer right there in the walk too. It's very meditative. You know,
it is. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And with that said, you can go both ways. Because say you do want to hear some positivity. Say you want to hear some charisma.
Right. Yeah.
You're hearing God right there in your ear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Some affirmations, so forth. Just make sure whatever you're doing is bringing positive thoughts within. So I would go both ways. I totally understand.
Word.
Because when I'm in nature, I'm hearing the birds. I'm hearing the trees. I'm hearing my uncle wind.
I call it the rhythm of the world. Like
the rhythm of the world.
And even car horns and dog barks. You just realize there's a rhythm to it.
Yes.
Yeah, and the timing to it.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Word. Yeah. So I definitely completely understand that.
Yeah.
However, it's also okay to, if needed.
If you got the headphones in, be mindful of what you listen to. Okay.
Everything.
Listen to positive music, positive affirmations.
We should just be speaking, hearing, living God all day. And what is God? That's love. God is love. So long as everything is in love, it's euphoria.
Right.
It's euphoria. Like, I mean, let's just keep it real. It's not like you wake up in the morning and say, I can't wait to hate today. You know? Yeah. I can't wait to be all stressed out. Oh, I'm so excited to be stressed out.
Yeah.
You know, we wake up, it's in our nature because we are gods. We are goddess, you know, goddesses. You want to wake up and be like, I can't wait to love today. I can't wait to be happy today. And how do we get this? Discipline. Happiness is a discipline. You have to discipline yourself to be happy. How do you do that? Have thoughts of happiness. It's like happiness is a discipline, yet it's only a thought away.
We were talking this week about the curanderos and the laughter yoga, with the laughing, and it was a technique I learned where if you don't feel good, you're feeling sad, you start going because the body doesn't know the difference, and then you literally you laugh enough, you start really laughing, and then your body gets rushed with the endorphins and the good feelings of the laughter.
This has been our first weekend together, knowing each other, and that's all we did was laugh the entire weekend. We had a wonderful time, and that's what it is. Everything has to be a wonderful time. Always have faith that if you're doing everything in good will come. Good is already there. You might not see it off the bat, but for a seed to grow, it has to go through the seasons. But it will be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've had situations where certain things occurred where everybody was like, "Oh man, that's horrible. I feel for you." I'm like, "Nah, everything's good because I've been good." They looking at me like, "Man, what? Like, what do you mean?" Like,
you know, that's the reason. Like I really don't put up a lot of my personal business up on Facebook, but like you all see this week, I put up like the car got stolen, and he was there, and. It's funny because I get a lot. I mean, it was like I've gotten condolences and I appreciate the heartfelt empathy, you know, from my brothers and sisters out there. But like I just put it up there so y'all know, like I ain't tripping at all. The car got stolen. My phone was in the car. Like I haven't had one moment of stress around it. I have not one moment of fear. Not a moment. Like literally, not even a moment. Not even an inkling. And you know, to me, that's the only reason I put that out there as the example is just to let you know I used to be in those stresses. I used to be in that. You know, I was telling you a story like my hubcaps got stolen off my car when I was like 19, and I just missed the dudes because I heard my dog barking. I went outside, checked on my car, so I missed it. I grabbed the tire iron, and I'm running around the neighborhood angry, screaming like I'm gonna fight and beat somebody to death over some hubcaps, you know? But I was mad and angry. And
that is it wild. Like then that's what God does. Now you have to you have to pass that test. Like, you didn't pass it last time.
Yeah.
So here, let me bump it up a little bit. Let's see you pass it now that your car got stolen.
Yeah, and I don't invite it. I don't want nobody stealing my car. Like, it's whack. It's corny that somebody stole the car, but...
And I can't wait. I can't wait till the next lesson from the minister, Zin Uru, when he says, remember when my car got stolen, now look what came out of it.
Right.
Because I'm excited for that blessing.
Right.
That blessing going to be amazing.
Yo,
and it's here. We were talking about it right here, right now, and it's going to be confirmed. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Y'all remember this, because it's going to come up. And man, I'm hoping that I'm here with you when that occurred.
Word.
Yo.
The blessing will be public just as a learning thing. Like, cause it's like,
yes.
That's one of the things I like to do was teach, in the Temple of Hip Hop, we teach, we teach in real time. While things are happening. And a while back, I taught in real time when somebody backed into the Mustang that I was like, I worked hard to get that car. I wanted a white Mustang like that. And then dude backed into it. And then the tire fell off. And I was like, that's a sign from God. I felt it's time to let the car go. I put my own elbow grease into it, my own time and energy into it. I let the car go though, and then the gas prices jacked up from that V8 to the 4-cylinder, and I doubled the gas mileage, and I was like, it saved money in my pocket, let's just take a little minute and talk about yesterday,
okay,
a little bit, and then yesterday we were. Eddie came down for a visit, his wife and children over there in El Paso, and I invited him to come out so we could do something like this. And, yesterday afternoon, usually I film these on a Friday or a Saturday, and tonight's Sunday night. And so yesterday afternoon, I was like, yo, let's go for a hike. Let's just go out and find some nature spot out here in San Antonio, and let's go for a walk.
Right.
And so we thought, well, we'll go for a walk, and while we're on the walk, we'll talk about what we want to talk about on the broadcast and just kind of get our thoughts together. We'll come back and got some exercise, eat a nice meal, and then sit down and do the talk. Oh, wow. Did God have a whole other plan for us? And, I talk a lot about the future self warning. There is no warnings here. My future self, if I'm in danger, will warn me, and I listen to that. I didn't get no warnings about this yesterday. So we go and we find a spot to go out. Whoa.
Yo. It's been on one like this for God. I told you this is powerful.
Word. Yo, that thunder's rolling now. We're moving the ethers with that.
I told you.
Look at the thunder's picking up on the mic, I think, too. Wow. Okay, yo. If the lights go out, we're going to light candles because that camera's got battery. So we go out hiking yesterday, and we're in what we think is an urban area with some trails. But we're in it's a 640-acre forest, really. It's some old San Antonio forest in the middle of the city.
Right.
But there's cars, there's people playing soccer, there's parks, there's all this. And so we go out walking, and we just start following the trail, and then the signs are pointing us back to where we came from. But we were walking, and we thought maybe an hour or two walk at the most. We're out there walking, 2 hours go by, 3 hours go by, 4 hours go by, and we're like laughing. The whole time we're like, yo, this is crazy. Are we lost in the city? Like, what's going on? And we get back, we finally get it, we're asking people for help, and I'll talk about more of this next week with some of the lessons, like the deeper lessons about humanity and the state we're in. But we kept it positive. Eddie kept it real positive. He's like, yo, they didn't want to help us. Just God bless them, Yep. And I was like, okay, word. Yeah, man, because I'm a Leo. I get kind of like, ooh, man, why y'all ain't helping us, yo? But it was a great lesson. So we walked all the way back. We found our way back to the park where we were at and where we thought we parked. And it's getting dark. And so we're walking all over. I mean, this is like 5 hours of walking deep now. And we're getting tired, it's getting dark, but we're not tired and we're not thirsty, because we eat plant-based. We drink a lot of water.
And we laughing through the whole thing.
Yeah.
When you're having a great time, you never get hungry or thirsty when you're having a great
That's right.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember that when we were kids? We didn't even want to, they're trying to call us in to go eat. You don't want to go eat. You want to keep playing.
We used to try and find a sprinkler. Yeah. Like it was funny. Like kids don't even. I know kids don't even do it. Maybe they do, but we used to find a sprinkler anywhere, and we would pop the sprinkler up with our fingers and go, and just suck that sprinkler water right up for our water.
It's also hermano. Yes.
Yo.
Yeah. So that's what it is, because that's what's showing you that in reality, love is our food. That's the real digestion. Like that's the real fuel. Excuse me. That we digest love better than anything. So we're so full of love. We're just having a great time, man.
We out there laughing, making jokes, and like they had signs like "Call 911" at this spot. We're like, can you imagine like us out here walking, call 911, like, yo, we need a helicopter. We're stuck on the trail, and it was just it was a good time, And but we got back and we're looking for the car everywhere, and we got turned around, with these different trails. Like I said, it's a big park. And now it's dark, and so a gentleman helps us out. He's like, we go up and ask them if they know where the entrance is, if they can show us, And we start walking off. He says, "Hey, can I give you guys a ride? Let's go find."
Peace to Arizona.
Peace to Arizona.
Word. You were amazing, my dude. Hermano.
And his family saw us. We was just we looked. His family looked at us and thought we were gonna rob the dude. He offered us a ride, but his wife said, she's like, "Keep me on speakerphone. I don't want them robbing you." And we were like, "Yo, that's the exact opposite. Like, we're so appreciative right now. We would never." And it was funny because we were joking how like we're in the backseat of this car and he's driving us around, and we felt like 9 years old. Like we're like, I don't know where we left our bike. But he drove us for a good 45 minutes, and we used the map quest and we looked at each of the parking lots. We didn't find the car. And so they started saying maybe it got stolen, and I didn't really want to take that on yet. I was like, I don't think so. We'll come back tomorrow. So, we got a taxi cab, got home,
And that'll be on the next episode. We'll find out. What's good on there, because it's all good.
And we got up today, drove over to the park in the bright daylight, drove everywhere, didn't find the car. I stopped the officer there. I said, "Hey, man, I'm pretty sure this is where I left my car. Did you see it today?" He said, "No, but if your car's here after dark, chances are it got towed. That's our policy. If it's here after closing hours, we'll tow your car." So we thought, well, it probably got towed. So we drove to the impound yard. They didn't have any record of it. We called the tow company they used, no record of it. So finally had to call the popo, man, and called the police. And actually, they was really nice and pleasant, like we don't be trusting no police, but it showed us too, like, yo, there's a human behind that uniform too, and we got a lot of help,
Right, and that goes with the state of mind again, because you envision. So I was envisioning these police officers to be nice and informative.
Yeah, we even talked about our frequency is going to be just peace, and because every interaction obviously with the police ain't like that, but we knew that we were going to be interacting with them, so we had that. We approached them, person to person, human to human, and showed them respect, but not overkill or anything like that. We just gave them the respect, and they returned the respect, and it was easy like that. And so I filed a police report for a missing car, and it was just a very interesting turn of events because we went with the flow. We followed life's outcome willingly. We talk about this every week, like when we're out there and something like that happens. Don't let the toxins of the world, we could have I could have gotten angry and been like, yo, F this, man. Like, yo, why God's always like, yo, man, I got problems. The last thing I need, right? I could have come up with all these things, and that's all imagination.
Yep.
It's all imagination.
That's all it is. And just the fact is this: 1 + 1 = 2. When you do good happens. Mm-hmm. So just trust the process. Mm-hmm. Just trust the process.
Yeah.
Yo, God, I'm gonna put it like this: if we've been able to feed ourselves for this long, it takes 10 years to become a master. So if you've survived for over 10 years, understand that you're a master at this life. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. Just understand it. You've been being able to feed yourself for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to continue to feed yourself. You've mastered it. Do not doubt your divinity.
And be mindful, because other people want to put their stress on you about something you're overcoming, and you're like, I ain't really stressed about this, and other people will be like, yo, but they want you to take on their stress too. But you notice as you master yourself and you get more in tune with your energies, you just don't really have to take on nobody else's stress for those situations.
You know, it's interesting because when newborns, they just came from the spiritual realm.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't stressing about nothing. You know, they don't even need to walk because they know they're gonna get carried.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's later on until they choose to walk. But they're like, it's not that they can't walk. They're just like, I don't need to walk. You know, I think Daddy said that in one of his lyrics. He's like, I don't walk, I get carried. Because that's what it is. They don't need to walk, they get carried. They know they're gonna get food. Think about that.
Right.
Look at that strength. That they're in that God mode, just right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And as we start staying longer in this physical realm, we start unlearning our divinity.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we start bringing it back with books like The Gospel of Hip Hop.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's deep. That's really deep. Let's talk about, let's get into the spiritual side then. I mean, you already touched on the false gods of these things.
Right.
Let's talk about beyond just walking. You told me exercise was something else.
Right. Exercise is an exorcism. You're working out the toxins. You're working out the negatives. The science on exercise is you raise serotonin, endorphins, dopamine, all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're alkalining your body when you're moving, when you're walking, when you're doing some push-ups, some sit-ups.
We're creating our own nutrition.
Word. Yes. You're alkalining yourself.
Okay.
You know, yoga was from the get-go, Tai Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
And in real time, like thinking too, when we went on the walk yesterday, I had a really light green smoothie. Like it was just water and some green protein and plant-based protein powder, and we had some mushroom coffee,
right?
And a little bit and maybe a quart of water each. And we walked, so we had very little in our stomach according to mainstream, but while we were walking and laughing and not getting stressed, we just kept feeding our body those thoughts, those positive thoughts.
We're
and
full
that
of
alkaline.
love. We're full of love. We're full of
Yeah.
love. We're so full of love that, you don't need none of that. Nah, when you're full of love.
We had energy. We were even walking the same pace at the end that we were at the beginning. We weren't slowed down and the feet were feeling it. The feet were, but I know we were both doing it. We just tuned out what the feet were saying. Just tuned out what and even last night I was laying in bed and when it was over, my feet and legs were throbbing. I was in there like meditating. And I could feel my feet throbbing. And I was like, yo, man, they're boom, boom. And my first thought was, I'm going to be really sore tomorrow. And then I said, wait a minute. I don't have to be sore tomorrow. I'm cool with being sore. That's a good sign because it's a good feeling. But I don't have to be afraid I'm going to walk out tomorrow and be like, oh, I can't walk. Right. I walked too much yesterday. Right. No, I got up today, stretched the legs out a little, moved them around. No problem, And that was with very little food yesterday. But the food, I can't even say it was no food because the food was our thoughts. We were eating positive, healthy thoughts.
And the symbolism was the food. So we'll get with that. I made a meal. We had dinner, and I wanted to give you that.
Yeah, it was dope. Great dinner.
Right. So I put on some of my some culture music. Some mariachi on. I was in that kitchen getting down, and what I cooked is mushroom fajitas. So we used some grapeseed oil, and the bell peppers I picked were green, orange, right?
Yeah.
And red.
Yellow,
excuse me, not red. Yeah. Right. Yellow. I didn't pick red for certain reason. Yellow. So yellow, when you eat oranges, pineapple, yellow is a color of happiness. So we digested happiness. That's why I picked it. I wanted to make sure. And if you notice, when you get a colorful plate, you just get happy. Like,
right.
Oh, wow, there's all these colors on the plate.
People want to take a picture of their colorful plate.
Yeah, wow, colorful plate. So it was a plate of colors. It was a plate of colors. But not only that, I kept speaking my intentions into the food. You know, I was like, thank you, food, for the nutrition, for the joy. I visualized me and the minister having a great time, smiling, laughing. I visualized him like just eating it and being like, this is so good.
Yo, it was grub.
Word. You know, and I just really just put all my prayer, all my intention into the food.
So talk about that. Yeah, talk a little bit about how. That's what I wanted them to get from you. Okay, two things. Okay, because we're talking about prayer and intention here, but we'll talk about the prayer and intention into the food and give them how to do that. And before we started our hike last night, before we started the hike, Eddie's like, yo, we gotta pray to the land that we're on. And he said, we gotta acknowledge the plants and the earth and the sun, and talk a little bit about the importance of that and why that is.
It's completely, these are our relatives, you know, the earth. This is Mother Earth. Our body is made out of the earth. Our body's made out of the earth. Our blood is made out of the water. Yo. Our breath is the air, and the fire is our spirit. Yo, shout out to Sam Garrett. I got to give him that one.
Yeah, that song's dope.
He was breaking it down on that, but that's what it is. So you want to.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a link down below for that song.
Dude. Yo, Sam, you'll get some. You get some love. But that's what it is we are connected to everything, so we have to be grateful for everything. And I'm going to speak it for myself, and I just say experience it, you know, have faith in it. The sun is alive. The sun is intelligent. How can the sun not be intelligent with all the responsibilities it has and what the sun gives us? So you're telling me that the sun is not conscious? That's my uncle. The sun is my uncle. So of course I'm going to say, son, thank you for your energy. Thank you for your nutrition. And that's why we weren't hungry either, because the sun was just...
Oh, yeah, you said that. You said sunlight. You said sun, just feed us the nutrition we need. Wow, right.
Because the sun grows everything. You don't think the sun's going to feed us? Of course it does. You know, so I spoke to the sun, and I was thankful. I spoke to the earth, and I was thankful. You know, said we were going to respect the land, and we were very grateful for the land to be protecting us, the trees for giving us that oxygen. I was very grateful. And what I told the earth was, since we were walking on it, and the earth is a magnetic field, and since we have iron in our blood, if the earth can magnetically remove all stagnant and negative energy out of us. And the minister will tell you, once we did that prayer, everything changed.
Yeah, we felt lighter, literally, lighter.
Zoned in.
Yeah.
And that prayer right there is how you should start every day. You know, thank the floor, thank the lamps, be thankful, because people are stressed because they created a habit of stress. You're stressful every day, so now it's like working out. You're working out your biceps, and you're tearing all these protein fibers. So now when it heals, they get thicker and thicker, and you get these big muscles. Well, that's what you're doing with these neurons in your brain. You're practicing stress, and they get thicker and thicker and thicker, and now you're just stressing all day. Now your body has been is submitting to stress. So imagine if you just practice being grateful every day and continuously. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Then you're gonna have a grateful day.
Yo, it works too. I remember like thanking God for, like, I was like, yo, I'm really going through this trial right now. Thank you, God, for this test. Thank you, God, for this thank you, God, for this tribulation in my life, even like in my darkest day. And that's what got me out of the darkness back into, you know, into it. Like I felt that it was this, everything, but God was the one allowing that to happen. And when I started having gratitude there, it didn't matter because it's the attitude. Once our perspective shifts, then it's the same environment, but the environment looks different.
What is hip hop? You're having a good time.
Yeah.
God is hip hop.
Right.
Why? Having inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
And with that inner peace, you're helping others prosper.
Right.
Because you're so full of peace, you have plenty to give out.
Now let's think about that hip and hop and intelligent movement.
Right.
It's intelligent to wake up and say, yo, thank you, God, for this job. I don't even like this job. Thank you for having a job that I don't like right now.
Right.
And then see how I'm saying it. Thank you for this job I don't like right now. Thank you for the better job that's coming along, or thank you for my purpose that's coming along. That gratitude. Thank you, God, that I slept on a bed last night. Thank you, God, that I even got a little sleep. God, I really look forward. I thank you for the better night's sleep I'm going to get tomorrow night. And I'm saying this attitude of gratitude, it energizes the body. Like it empowers, like it makes life lighter, right? Because you bring the light in.
Right. Yep, you get hot to it. You start boogieing down, you know what I'm saying? Like you boogieing down to life. Life is supposed to be a boogie.
So talk about that then with the prayer to the food, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The prayer to the food is all the intentions, the good time. As a matter of fact, Dr. Deepak Chopra says this: never eat when you're angry. And I'm gonna break that down for y'all. Our bodies pH is at a 7. Isn't that awesome? At a 7, right?
Yeah.
God's numbers, we're at a 7 because we gods. Yes.
Lord.
So yes, we are a 7 because we are gods. And every food has a different pH. So for example, you eat some beef, it's like at a pH of a 4. Right? You once you eat an apple, it's a 7. It's right there. Okay, so just give you an idea of the difference. Okay, so a 7 is right there. It's you're just alkaline enough, and this is how important this is. If you get blood work and you're at a 6, they're gonna put you in ICU.
Wow.
So you have to be at a 7.
So 6 means it means the body's too acidic.
Yep. Six means you're so acidic. Yeah, you're gonna basically. We don't need a blood test to know we're at a 6. Because if you're in a 6, you ain't gonna be here.
Okay.
That's how important it is to stay at a 7.
Yeah.
But this is how powerful and amazing this body is, how divine it is, perfectly made. This body is perfect that we're able to eat something that's at a, say a soda's at a 3. A piece of, like I said, a piece of beef's like at a 5. You eat it. And your body will break it down into a 7.
Okay.
It'll break it down to a 7. It's work though.
Yeah.
That's why you feel lethargic.
Yeah.
Your body's having to literally combat this down and say, oh, wait a minute, what is this? Oh, I got alkaline.
It's literally fighting an immediate disease.
Right, immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're putting it into work.
And remember, disease is dis-ease.
Yeah. You're not in ease. You're not in peace. You're not in having inner peace. You're not hip.
Well, you know what? Let's throw out there some, because most people, you don't realize this. Okay, first off, the standard American diet that's an acronym is SAD. Standard American diet makes people sad. And you go out, most foods, most things that we've been trained to eat in the United States of America, and really in other parts of the world, but really in the United States, is very acidic. Let's talk. Could you just talk about some alkaline-rich foods and what kind of foods have alkaline?
And I'm gonna get to that, but I gotta finish breaking this one down for you guys.
Word.
This is gonna be powerful and it's gonna help everybody out. So remember, I said Dr. Deepak Chopra said never eat upset. Okay, so when you're upset, this is hard. Being angry is worse than eating a burger. Your body becomes immediately acidic.
Oh,
think about it. You get all upset. Your stomach hurts.
Yeah, you literally get stomach acid.
Yeah. Heartburn.
Uh-huh.
Oh, stress. Acidic. So imagine you're all upset, you're all stressed out, you're all, I'm gonna go, I need to get fast food, and you're all upset. This dude that's making the food's throwing that energy, he's tripping, you tripping, and now you're eating food tripping while the food's tripping.
Yeah.
You see what we do to ourselves? Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Stress upon stress upon stress.
You're stressed, eating stress.
Acid upon acid upon acid.
You're stressed, eating stress. So now your body's trying to stay at a 7 while you're going all crazy over some nonsense, and then you're eating nonsense. Man, now your body's really having to work. This is why the ancestors blessed their food. You gotta, because what happens when you start blessing your food? You're grateful. So now your body's alkaline. So when you do eat something acidic, your body will take it because you're alkaline.
Okay.
Word. But be ready for this though.
Yeah.
So say, I get a burger and I bless it. You'll feel a difference. You'll be like, thank you, burger. Oh, for everything. Thank you for the day. You're sitting down, you're relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm a little lethargic, but I feel good with this lethargic feeling. I'll be ready for this, though. Visualize yourself putting your prayer and intention in a food that's alkaline. Because now you're at a 7, eating a 7. Woo, God, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's where that God energy.
Right. Once you get to that level, you ain't gonna want to go back.
Right.
That's what it is. Once you get to that level, you're not gonna want to go back. And you've seen it. I've been personal training you and guiding you in nutrition, and now you've actually, got the experience with me.
Right.
We were walking everywhere.
Yo, and we were walking, and he's like, yo, I'm going on a hike. He's like, but I carry some weight. We didn't need the backpack. He carried a backpack full of weight just for the exercise of it, right?
Right, exactly. Just for that. And
you're a trail guide too, right?
Yes. Yeah, I do retreats. I guide hikes. So I love being in the mountains. The mountains, again, is very magnetic, so it removes all that stagnant energy. Really, what I do is have fun all day.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I do. I have fun all day. That's why I said I am hip hop. That's what I said. I am hip hop. That's what I because of that. Because we have to enjoy this opportunity.
Yeah.
For every split second. There's all sorts of things going on right now. But they're not in my existence because I'm here with Zin. This is it. It's just me and Zin. Wealthy. Because I don't need anything. Do you need anything?
No, all my needs are met with ease.
Billionaire status right here, right now.
Word.
We living it.
Precious.
Spiritual gems. That's it. I don't. God wants to bless us with the physical cash of billions. Cool, but I'm already a billionaire. I got spiritual gems. I'm loaded in my pockets. Y'all could have some. I want y'all to. This is why I'm here speaking it to y'all.
How about then some foods then that got some alkaline in it?
Oh,
is that just all the fruits and the veggies?
My dude's been wanting this. Yeah. Most definitely.
And it's funny because I can feel them like somebody's out there saying, "Yo, what's the alkaline food?"
What is the food? Plenty. You see, so chicken, fish, beef, animal product can limit your plate or may limit your plate. I'm not judging it or anything like that. I'm just trying to teach you variety because you're always trying to, what's going to go with the chicken? What's going to go with the fish? What's going to go with the beef? Right? When you take those out, now your options are unlimited because now you get to play with all the colors. You get creative. You don't have to get stagnant. What goes to the side? Let's make the side the main. Excuse me, and see what's popping off. So what is alkaline? Anything that mother provides from the ground.
Wow.
Yes, mother. Who is Mother Earth? Why?
Yeah.
Because we're made out of mothers. We came from mother, yo.
Right.
Bong. And so what does she do? She gives us raw fruits and vegetables. So apples, oranges, right? Peaches. Yes. And it's amazing because they're acidic on their own, but once you put it into your body, they become highly alkaline.
Yeah. I tripped out when I was like, wait, it was years ago when somebody's like, yeah, lemon water is highly alkalized. I'm like, no, lemon's acid. Like it's like acidic. They always told us, don't, it'll eat away your enamel on your teeth. And then I was like, no, that's not
It's
what
like man and
happens.
woman. It just connects, bro. We connect with our food. It's very intimate. You're letting this go into your body. And think about that. The consciousness on the fruits and vegetables. It's life. It's alive. It's alive. It doesn't have. It doesn't have stress. It doesn't have these energies that an animal has. It's chilling.
Yeah.
You're eating peace, God.
Yes. And it's something I wanted to bring up too. We talked about earlier, and I thought it was I liked your view on it, was that the higher kingdoms influence the lower kingdoms, or not higher lower than the colonizer, but the law of correspondence, and how that relates to animals, because there's this idea that we eat meat because all of our ancestors ate meat, and that's just how it's been from the dawn of time, and we're just now learning about vegetarian, or maybe there was some societies that had that. But I'd like to get what you were saying to me earlier about that, with because we say, oh, well, nature eats meat and God must provide these animals for food, when it's really, no, that's acidic. Eating the animals is acidic.
I'm going to put it to you this way. We'll put it in perhaps a sensible manner. Okay. If animals were our natural food, then why do we have to cook it? See what I'm saying? Like, let's get a pig right now and try to bite into it. Let's just grab it and just let's see how far we could even get with our teeth.
Yeah. Or try to even peel it with our hands.
Right. Yeah. We it's not like we were born with tools, or it's not
we're
like
not even born with claws to pull the animal.
Yeah, we're not born with tools or fire. So how is that our first food source?
Right.
We had to get taught how to do that. So what is our first food source? Well, mother provides fruits and vegetables. As a matter of fact, do I eat cooked food? Yes, for pleasure. Does it have vitamins and nutrients? Yes. Why? Because we manifest it. It does. It has. But where you want to feel some great energy is raw fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
You eat it raw. Ooh, but this is a beautiful thing about being out here. Everything is enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with anything of you doing if you're happy doing it.
and that alkaline rich diet, and like when your body's alkaline, if you get you're out hiking and the branch scrapes you, like that cut heals instantly. It's like Wolverine. You start healing really fast, and it ain't like the movies. But I'm saying, like, you can watch it heal in 2 days. Or if you get sore,
right?
And this was why if you're gonna work out and stuff, you got to have that beef, you got to have that protein. But it's like, no, you don't. Like, because that's not even what the muscle is built on.
We'll put it to you like this. Since I started training you, your calories aren't any higher. And you've gotten stronger.
Right.
A lot stronger.
Yeah.
Your body's looking a lot better.
Yeah.
You're feeling great. Your energy levels are amazing.
And like you say, ripping those muscles, or,
right,
while
your body will do it.
But they're healing faster.
Yes, so that's what it is. Every time you're working out, you're tearing protein fibers. Your fibers, your muscle is nothing but protein fibers. So when you're tearing them and the healing process starts, your own body, just like when you cut yourself, heals. But what happens when you cut yourself? When you cut yourself deep, you'll get a scar. You'll get scar tissue. It gets thick. It's thick. You get a piece of thick skin, right? It gets hard.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with the body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're getting that muscle. It's getting thick. It's getting hard. It's hypertrophy is what they call it. So you're tearing it, letting heal growth there, letting it heal growth.
So I hear somebody saying out there, but wait, you're saying that we're ripping the protein, like our body's got the protein in it, but now you're saying I'm eating fruits and vegetables. Where's my protein coming from? Because I got to eat meat because we need protein.
Right. We've heard that all the time. And that's the interesting thing is what really is protein. So you are protein. Your body is protein, right?
Okay.
So, right, they're fibers. But what makes you assume by eating that that protein's going to automatically go into those fibers.
Oh, word.
It's a calorie game. It's because whatever you eat, you are. So if you eat a bunch of fruit, you become the fruit. Or the fruit becomes you. Think about this. This is why when you eat a burger, you might start stressing because the cow has stress. You eat all the energy.
Yo, go check it out. Beef, what a relief. When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe it or you can doubt it. Let us begin now with the cow and how it gets to your plate and how.
So with that said, and even that, like I said, world is mine, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to get your protein intake, it's completely high in a plant-based lifestyle. Very high. Broccoli's very high on it. You got beans are very high on it. Peas, chickpeas, tofu, tempeh. If you're into that, seitan, if you're into that, it's easy. Protein's easy. You can get it from anywhere. It's easy. It is. It is very, very easy. Even the
and remember too, just out there, the meat and dairy industry made the nutrition charts that we grew up with seeing in school. The protein charts. That was a marketing ploy to make people buy more food.
It's a sad diet.
It wasn't based on anything. It's a sad diet. It wasn't based on truth. It was based on marketing. How can we get people to buy more of our meat and dairy products? Well, let's put a nutrition pyramid in every school so every kid sees that and goes, oh, a healthy kid has to drink milk and eat cows.
Right.
You know?
Right. And the world is mine. That's placebo effect. And that's what you believe, it will occur. You got to see that. World really is mine. I study under Wim Hof. So that's another whole conversation. But this man has over 26 world records. He climbed Mount Everest just in shorts. Just in shorts, he climbed Mount Everest. He showed that cold cannot affect you if you submit to winter and realize that's your ant and relax in it. And this is through breath techniques and visualization and practice. You have to practice. It's not like you're going to go climb Mount Everest off the bat. You might want to start with a cold shower. As a matter of fact, you might want to start with 10 seconds of a cold shower. Take a hot bath and go 10 seconds cold. Let your body start adjusting to creating a habit. So with that said, this man he wanted to prove that disease is all in the mind. Your body, your immune system is capable of doing everything. So they injected him with the Ebola virus. And he was able to heal in less than 3 minutes. In less than 3 minutes.
Wow.
This is what science said. Well, wait a minute. You are superhuman. You've broken 26 world records. This is still not meaning it's possible. And he said, well, what if I bring you my entire class? And they go, how many people do you have? 20. They're like, okay, well, let's see what your 20 people can do. They all were able to do the same thing.
Wait, beat the Ebola virus?
Yes.
Through mind.
Through breath techniques.
And
mind. They use a breath technique to get within the mind to just cure themselves. This is what the scientists said. They said, we still cannot say that your method proves anything. And this is the reason why. Because you all believed you could heal yourselves, and that's placebo effect.
Word.
So what science is telling us that if you fully believe, it exists. So if you really do believe that you need protein, yeah, of course it's going to work. But I'm also telling anybody that wants to experience going raw, eating a plant-based diet, and believe in it, because you want to put that intention out there. Just watch what happens. And you're going to be like, wow, hey, I like this.
Word.
Right? I'm not telling anybody to take my word for it. I'm just giving you these spiritual gems into y'all's pocket. Try something different. See how you feel. Because when you're taking time to better yourself, you're letting yourself know, I love you. It's that easy.
We didn't title this one, but discipline is self-love.
Discipline is self-love. Discipline is showing yourself that you love yourself.
And I think that's what this title will be. Discipline is self-love.
Discipline is self-love. Talk to your future self. I wake up in the morning. I And now I'm not telling everybody to do this, but I do this. I discipline myself to sleep only 4 hours. Why? Because I want to enjoy the experience. And not only that, my body is very rested because I eat fruits and vegetables. They digest in less than 2 hours. Meat takes about 36. So in less than 2 hours, I have everything already digested. So my body's already relaxing. And all day I do this. So I'm having a great time. So yeah, I only need 4 hours. You know, it's like when you're a kid, you wake up super early because you want to experience everything. That's me. I want to experience everything. So when I wake up and my alarm rings at 4 a.m., instead of pressing the snooze, I do my breath work. I do my Wim Hof breath work, and I know the minister has spoken this and has left the of the how to. I do my breath work. I get immediate energy, and then I pray, I meditate, and I do an hour of yoga. Now, of course, you have these energies. You have these energies try to come in and say, dude, come on, just stay laying down. But then I speak to my future self, and my future self says, bro, you're missing out if you don't do this yoga. You're going to feel amazing. So I talk to my future self, and that right there is on everything. I always talk to your future self. It could be the future self from an hour later. You know, hey, look, G, go hit them weights because you're going to feel good afterwards. I know that you got a lot on your plate, but just go do it because I guarantee you when you do it, you're going to feel great afterwards.
Right.
That's the way to discipline yourself, because your older self, he's going to be letting you know, God, thank you for this workout, because, man, I'm feeling good, looking good. It's because you're doing it right now that I'm this way.
Discipline is self-love.
Happiness is a discipline.
And we're not, normally I would read from the Gospel of Hip Hop on one of these, but we didn't, but there is homework. If you have a copy of the Gospel of Hip Hop, go read Perform Discipline this week, because that's right in there. You'll see that part of the philosophy. What we're talking about here is that, like, this discipline as self-love, this performance of discipline, it makes your life better in any endeavor. Like, your purpose is enhanced. Like Eddie G here he's an example of the H law in like health and nutrition all the time, but there's levels to that too. If you do have your job, take in and start making those smaller changes, and you'll feel better, you'll feel lighter, you'll do a better job, you'll think more clearly. And this is also something, it's not something you have to do overnight. It's incremental time. It takes some time to really change over the whole diet, to start getting these habits. But once you get in those habits, everything else becomes easier. Like, when my mind is clear, I write faster and I write better lyrics. And when my body's feeling energized and alkalized, my voice is better. I spit better. My freestyles are better. My insights are deeper, because I've also taken that time in the meditation. So when we take that time in the meditation, in the morning, at night, when we and I really say, I like to go to bed with some affirmations while I'm going to sleep, and I like to start my day with the positive affirmations too. I start my day with my prayer, meditation, affirmation, prayer, and at night, I just kind of go by how it feels. Some nights I'll be like, you know what, let me chill out and give it a half-hour meditation. But some nights I just go to bed, I'm tired, I'm like, I'm ready for my sleep now. But while I'm sleeping, I'm going, God, I'm so grateful for this life. God, thank you for this day that I just experienced. God, thank you for my heartbeat. God, thank you for my eyeballs. And, God, thank you for this warm heart. And I would say this, I will put this out there. All of this should start with the warm heart. The meditation, affirmation, prayer, start with the warm heart. The exercise, start with the warm heart. The diet, the food, start with the warm heart. Because when your heart's warm, you feel the love that you're giving to yourself. You feel the love. And it's not even that you're giving it to yourself, you're just receiving it from God. So we'll say, oh, I need to give myself love. Really, we're just receiving the love that God already is, the love that we're already created to be. We are made of that love. So we're just receiving what we already are. we're really just tuning back in to what we actually are. You know, if the earth is said, you know, what did God say in Genesis? I give you every seed-bearing plant for your use. He didn't say I gave you every animal to eat. And I'm not dissing nobody. Like I'm not here criticizing. We're not here judging anybody's diet. We're just saying though through experience, because both of us were meat eaters. Both of us ate those big burgers at one time. Both of us ate those all meat pizzas at one time. And we know the difference. And yeah, there was a high to that. But this high, nothing compares to this high. Because if you even remotely get sick, you heal faster. You get to a point where you just don't even, there's no thought of sickness, so it doesn't exist. Same as the hiking. We didn't say, oh, I'm sore. Oh, I'm going to be, none of that. And so it didn't exist because we were walking light, or we were walking in the light. But this takes time and discipline,
We were walking light. I love that. Electromagnetism is because we are all light.
Yeah.
You realize that you caught your divinity.
We are made of energy.
And that's what it is. I'm not even telling you to stop eating meat. I'm just telling you to experience plant-based and choose for yourself. You might want to keep some meat in there and go 80% plant-based. All your choice. I'm not here to tell you what is and what's not. I want you to be your teacher. I'm just giving you the info. And I want you to take it upon yourself. Hey, we're just saying we like to kick it, eating the plants, smiling all day. We love it, That's all it is. With that though, I feel like somebody that may be watching has heard me as like high blood pressure, because I know high blood pressure is something that a lot of people in common. And if you don't mind, maybe I could read something.
Yeah, word. And we'll take some pictures with your phone, since my phone's gone.
Right.
Those pages. So while you're reading, we'll have this up on the screen, for them to read.
Will it put there, or should I get closer into it? Or can we do that later?
Yeah, go ahead and tell them. And then what we'll do is I'll even just get a picture of that off the internet.
Okay, we'll do that. So the book I'm reading is The Complete Dictionary of Ailments and Diseases. Okay, and this is from Jacques Martel. All right. So, also Dr. Richard Gerber, Vibrational Healing. Dr. Deepak Chopra, I brought the book. I can't remember the title now.
We'll put it up here on the screen real quick so y'all see what the book is.
Going live. Yeah, so this is what it is. I got to break it down this way. Is the Western medicine, what medical field? All love to everybody in Western medical. Okay, I'm giving y'all that. Appreciate everything y'all doing or whatever that you're doing. And I say whatever in love, like all the varieties. However, we are working with Newton's laws, which are the old laws. Einstein came and proved otherwise. So what Newton is, every action there is a reaction. Whatever comes up must come down. Everything's very mechanical, meaning this conversation of me and Zin, when we laugh, we're laughing because the serotonin in our brain is being released and causing us to laugh. But there is no higher self that's choosing for us to laugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? The God in me is telling my brain to shoot that serotonin to laugh. I have to give myself permission to laugh. I'm giving myself the what could we call it? I'm being told to laugh. I'm giving the permission. Yeah, I said that right. Okay. So with that said, the Western medical field believes that everything is happening. Oh, you got this because you did this. Action, reaction. It's not that you gave yourself permission. Albert Einstein proved that otherwise with quantum physics. He proved it. So with that said, why did I allow myself to catch a cold? Why did I allow myself to get high blood pressure? It's because one of these emotions that caused it. So this book, along with a few, but what I like about this one, this is just, it gives you a breakdown of each type of disease and how to correct it emotionally. And I have had the pleasure to see several people heal because of that, because they got their permission to do so.
Righteous.
Yeah, so high blood pressure. And I'm going to read this right quick.
Mm-hmm.
The image that evokes a person suffering from hypertension is the pressure cooker. I am this person who accumulates unexpressed thoughts and emotions over long periods. I am often hypersensitive and control myself poorly. My anger and my annoyances, for which I have not yet found any solutions, are choked back, which makes me boil inside. I am confused. I may also tend to procrastinate and hold off the things I have to do or say out of fear or for lack of self-confidence. And I come to experience intense nervous tension, for I make a mountain out of all that, and I don't know whether I will be able to carry out all my projects. I can also make up stories, amplify my problems, and my guilt will quickly increase the pressure. The desire to control everything and resolve the situations of my life increases my pressure, which can become unbearable. I feel powerless, often because I no longer can or want to obey orders, especially at work. Having a deep fear of being rejected, I feel in danger and I stay on guard. I feel crushed and defenseless. I feel intense tension over an emotional or passionate situation, and it would be in my interest to diminish my levels of stress. I have difficulty in feeling and receiving love from others. I have closed myself against the love to no longer suffer, so I no longer want to give any or receive any. The hypertension I am experiencing may also have its source in fear of my death, whether it is conscious or not, and in my desire to get the most out of my life, for I want to achieve the many goals I have set for myself. It is the brain that commands the nervous tension and the heart that sets the rhythm and heats the blood. Together, they regulate the tension. Am I pressuring myself, or do I have the impression instead that this pressure comes from others? Am I denying any aspects of my personality that are desperately trying to emerge in full daylight? Do I feel suppressed? I may feel in danger of expressing my true feelings, and this can lead to a depressive state. I must be the best, performing at the top of my capacities. If I do not succeed as well physically as intellectually, the pressure and the tension will be enormous. I seek harmony in everything, and I feel responsible for it, even when other persons are concerned. What a mandate I have given myself, as I tend to be hyperactive, which helps me to forget my worries. A good way to do it would be to put my priorities on things to be done and give myself time to see what is going on inside of me and express all these emotions that are only asking to show how... Excuse me, I gotta do that again. As I tend to be hyperactive, which helps me to forget my worries, a good way to do it would be to put my priorities on the things to be done and give myself time to see what is going on inside of me and express all these emotions that are only asking to show themselves out in the open. Cure. I accept to learn how to gently let off steam and to become aware, to become hip, the pressures I put on myself. I avoid the accumulation that will provoke an explosion. I learn to trust myself. I accept to no longer need this pressure in order to feel alive. I accept myself as I am. And I recognize that I am a unique being. I am divine.
Word. Wow.
That's the cure.
The cure for high blood pressure, self-acceptance, and faith. Wow. Wow.
And you're at peace.
And it's all these layered fears, and that fear just keeps accumulating on top, and so it might be a fear of a big thing, and then all the little things start adding on top of that, and then the blood pressure's like, it's a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's keep it how it is. If we really believed we had all the time in the world, we had all the things that keep us secure in the world, how will we live? We would be cooking, chilling, enjoying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hiking, walking.
Doing all of that. We would be doing all of that.
Yeah.
But since we feel we can't do that by having these responsibilities that are completely away from our purpose, it causes what? Tension.
Yep.
Boom. God, there it is.
There it is.
Yo.
Word. You feel good. And that's really what it is about, is feeling good. It's like that's our birthright. And feeling right is our birthright. And everything in the media, everything in the Babylon system, trying to take us away from that.
Yeah.
But
before you close off, though, I do want to give a little bit of love to everybody, because I know all sorts of things are going on. One thing that I highly suggest is go look up colloidal silver.
Okay.
Colloidal silver is wonderful. It raises up your immune system. It raises up your vibrations. This is antiviral, antibacterial is what they call. It puts that intention out there. Burn some sage in your house. Look it up. Maybe today, and when we put certain things on there, we'll put a website so you can see that sage smoke is antibacterial. It cleanses the home. It cleanses yourself. And that's why the ancestors will burn sage. They would burn sage to cleanse you, but they were really cleansing you scientifically.
Yeah, it wasn't just your aura field or energy.
Yeah, because it is. It's all, it's scientific of everything.
Yeah. Okay.
So make sure you're turning on your sage. Another thing that I would highly recommend is essential oils. I was very, very excited, and I wanted to make sure I came out clear to y'all, and I hope I did. And I'm gonna say I did. It's all love for y'all. But I used the lavender oil. I get some high grade lavender oil, something organic. I personally use Young Living, but anything that's organic is good. It'll calm you down. You have that stress. Put it on. Meditate. Feel it. It'll calm you down. Another thing is stones. It's crystals. Gems. They all have these energies that will chill out the area. Chill out the area, and of course, harmony, hip hop. Make sure you're listening to the right stuff. Listen to KRS-One. get you know what I'm saying? Get that good music to get you positive. Get that stuff that's right in your ear throughout the time. Make sure the people that you're speaking to are positive. Have a positive conversation. Positive only creates a positive lifestyle.
Word up. Yo, I'm glad it was you as my first guest. I appreciate you, hermano. I'm
happy to be here.
Word.
I love you, brother.
Love you too, brother.
Yes.
Word. We love you all out there.
We love you.
Thank you for tuning in.
And for sure. One more thing that I want to say out. I pray for all of our consciousness to raise, so we could just be kicking it and having a good time.
I'll put a link to your Facebook page and Instagram page down below.
Right.
So if anybody wants to reach out to Eddie G,
I will answer all questions. Anything that you want to learn, need to ask, I'm here for y'all. Like I said, it's the only way our world is going to change is for us to change, and it starts with us. So as I keep realizing my divinity and being the example of it is amazing, because hopefully it'll catch on and everybody continues and we can be hit to our high.
Word up, yo. And I just said people appreciate that out there. You got access to somebody who's been 20 years in nutrition.
Yes.
Alone, and 20 years in fitness.
Right.
Like that's just something that you come to a place like this, you come to a temple of hip hop, that's what you get. You have access to things that other people just don't really know about, and take advantage of that. Know thyself. Peace and much love to you all. You already know what it is. You should go forward into this week in health, love, awareness, and wealth, peace and prosperity. And there it is. Yeah.